first briefly touch upon global growth. Global growth is sustaining its momentum in 2024 and is likely to remain resilient, supported by rebound in global trade. Inflation is easing, but the final leg of this disinflation journey may be tough. Central banks remain steadfast and data-dependent in their fight against inflation. Market expectations regarding timing and pace of interest rate cuts are also changing with incoming data and central bank communication. US dollar and sovereign bond yields remain range-bound. While gold prices have surged on safe haven demand, equity markets have gained in both advanced and emerging market economies since the last MPC meeting in April. Let me focus now on the domestic growth conditions. The provisional estimates released by the National Statistical Office, NSO, placed India's real gross domestic product, that is GDP growth, at 8.2% for the year 23-24. During 24-25, that is during the current year so far, domestic economic activity has maintained resilience. Manufacturing activity continues to gain ground on the back of strengthening domestic demand. The 8 core industries posted healthy growth in April 2024. Purchasing Managers Index, that is PMI in manufacturing, continued to exhibit strength in May 2024, and it is indeed the highest globally. Services sector maintained buoyancy as evident from available high-frequency indicators. PMI services stood strong at 60.2 in May 2024, indicating continued and robust expansion in activity. Private consumption, the mainstay of aggregate demand, is recovering. And it is recovering with steady discretionary spending in urban areas. Revival in rural demand is getting a fillip from improving farm sector activity. Investment activity continues to gain traction on the back of ongoing expansion in non-food bank credit. Merchandise exports expanded in April with improved global demand. Non-oil, non-gold imports entered positive territory. Services exports and imports rebounded and posted a strong growth in April this year. Looking ahead, the forecast of above normal southwest monsoon by the Indian Meteorological Department, that is IMD, is expected to boost Kharif production and replenish the reservoir levels. Strengthening agricultural sector activity is expected to boost rural consumption. On the other hand, sustained buoyancy in services activity should continue to support urban consumption. The healthy balance sheets of banks and corporates, government's continued thrust on capex, high capacity utilization, and business optimism augur well for investment activity. External demand should get a fillip from improving prospects of global trade. Taking all these factors into consideration, real GDP growth for the current financial year 2024-25 is projected at 7.2%. Let me repeat, the GDP growth that we are now projecting for the current financial year 2024-25 is 7.2%, with Q1 at 7.3%, Q2 at 7.2%, Q3 at 7.3%, and Q4 at 7.2%. The risks are evenly balanced.